Peace and love, everybody. This is AI News with AI Erik, and today we talking lights, camera, algorithm. So welcome back to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe. It definitely means a lot to us. So this is once again AI Erik from AILiteracy.biz, AILiteracy.biz, your go-to guide for everything artificial intelligence. So today we're diving into a deep story straight from the silver screen, the rise of AI in Hollywood. Y'all know I did a video on Runway ML merging with Lionsgate a while back. Today we're talking about Lionsgate making a deal with Runway's AI. You know what I'm saying? And Lionsgate is a movie studio, and they're rethinking how movies are made, you know, and at the end, AI will be rewriting the script, you know, and the bottom line is AI a hero or a villain in the world of Hollywood, you know? So let's break it down. But before we break it down, once again, like, share, subscribe. It definitely will mean a lot to the channel. We just made over 29,000 subscribers. So boom. In 2025, Runway ML, the company behind the viral AI video editing tools, they merged with Lionsgate, one of Hollywood's biggest studios. And they're going to be training their AI on all of Lionsgate's videos and past videos. And, you know, my question is, do they have permission from everybody who was involved in those movies? You know, the directors, the actors, the production crews, the, I don't know if I said writers, you know what I'm saying? Like, does everyone involved have a say on whatever participation they had in those prior movies being trained with AI? Do they have a say? You know, so the merger basically is a signal to the industry, and it's basically saying AI just isn't a side character no more. It is moving into the head role. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not just Lionsgate doing a deal with AIs. Other players like Warner Brothers, Paramount, Netflix, they all are exploring AI for script analysis, casting, CGI, and particularly deepfake resurrection of iconic stars that have passed. You know, they're going to bring them back. And, you know, sometimes I think that's good, and I don't know if it's bad. Like, is the families going to be given permission for this? You know, so one of the reasons this fight is happening right now is because these major artificial intelligence companies are going to the governments, and they're trying to see if they can surpass copyright data, copywritten, you know, information. They want to be able to just train their AI models on everything. And I think it has a lot to do with China doing that. And I guess they had access to do it because China, particularly, some say, have more data than us. And I believe if they don't get the rights to do this, it's probably not going to be able to have their AI world in America be number one. And this is going to hurt actors. It's going to hurt everybody who actually spent their lifetime copywriting their information in movies and books and publishing and whatever it is that they're copywriting. I think that's supposed to be protected. So, you know, all these companies that are particularly dealing with GANs and, you know, GNNs, they are actually trying to get past this. They don't want to have to ask for permission and pay to get permission. They want to get past this. And Hollywood is, you know, not Hollywood, but I would have to say the unions are in the uproar about this. And that's why I feel like directors, actors, writers, anybody who participates in Hollywood, particularly the independents, they need to really start educating themselves on what's going on so they could try to fight this or either implement themselves so they can actually do the same thing that Runway ML is doing, the same way that Paramount's going to use AI and Netflix is going to use AI. You should be thinking and understanding what they're doing so you could use it too. So when they try to tell you, yo, here's the boot, you could be like, listen, well, I got my own thing going on anyway. I got a million views on YouTube on what I just created. So this is the pros for Hollywood as far as, you know, why they want AI, you know, to be the studio's new superpower. Let's talk about writers and script editors. So AI can definitely analyze decisions, and it can analyze decades of scripts and suggest marketable themes or plot patterns. And yeah, that might help. I think it can assist. You know, this helps screenwriters avoid clinches and get fresh data-driven ideas. So, you know, that could be a good thing. That, you know, if you look at it like that, if you use it as an assistant, you know, and don't let it just completely replace the person. But Hollywood probably might end up making it replace the person. So, you know, directors and editors. Tools like Runway ML allow editors to replace green screens, generate effects, and color grade entire scripts. screens all in minutes, not weeks. And like I said, independent directors, you can use Runway ML also for your independent film. I know a lot of people probably will end up out of work, and that's why I say the strong survive, and the ones who end up getting into the game, get with me, I'll educate you on this. Y'all are gonna be the ones that survive. And I ain't saying I agree with everything they doing with this AI thing, because I don't, So as far as actors, virtual doubles can reduce reshoot days, and that'll save money. Stunt risk, you can use AI actors and virtual doubles to do all the stunts, so you don't have to worry about no insurance money. You don't have to worry about nobody getting hurt. I think that might be good, for the stunts, quick, do 4-second stunts, 7 seconds, 4-5 second stunts, so even allow aging or de-aging without hours of makeup. So I think they had a movie with Indiana Jones that actually was, like one of them timeless movies where he was young. So as far as production crews, scheduling, budgeting, and set design, AI tools are being used to predict delays, optimize cost, and even visualize sets before they're built, particularly with augmented reality. And that's one of the reasons Tyler Perry paused his $800 million project when I think it was when Sora came out, basically showing that you might not have to go to a set. You might could just prompt your design of whatever you want your set to be. So let's get to studios and investors. So the bottom line for them is it saves money and it shortens production time and it increases content output. And so for executives, that's Hollywood gold, and that's the bottom line for them. They just want to be able to take care of their pockets at the end of the day. I don't think they care about what's going on, to be honest with you. I think some will, but at the end of the day, I think you as an actor, director, producer, writer, independent, you got to think about yourself, man, and you got to go with the flow. And if this is the way things are going, you might have to just go this way. Don't wait and fight it. Like, I don't want to do that. That ain't real. Like, yo, this might be what it has to be. You know what I'm saying? So now let's get to the bad parts of this for real people. F Hollywood and all their shareholders. And later for, let's talk about real people, real actors, real writers, real producers, directors, the people on the team, the tape people, everybody, man, the lighting people and everything. This is going to affect y'all. So I really need y'all to pay attention, man, and really just understand this is not going in the direction that we want it to go in, but it's going in this direction anyway. So let's talk about the cons and let's talk about AI becoming a villain. You know what I'm saying? Like every great movie, there's a twist, and not everyone is ready for this AI revolution. And, like I said, man, get with me so I can break this down to you. You know what I'm saying? So as far as writers concerns, the WGA members fear that AI will replace creative originality with bland, formalic content, and writers want protections. They don't just want no productivity tools. They want protections, and that's why, the unions are fighting. So as far as actors' rights, actors are worrying about their likeness being used without their consent, because I know at one time when the writers were striking, they was talking about AI, the actors getting paid one time for their likeness, and they can use their AI avatar anytime they want. That's crazy. Not without them getting paid. You got to be crazy. So you as an actor, create your avatar now. You start using it later for that. So, because imagine being replaced by your own digital clone without you even stepping on set and you ain't getting paid. That's crazy. And that's what they want to do. So as far as directors' visions, some directors feel AI generated visuals lack emotional depth. And I believe that. I agree with that. Yeah, it can generate a scene, but can it feel cinematic? Can it feel emotional? Can it feel like sympathetic? Can it make you really, really cry? What's going to happen is they're going to put these movies out and they're going to make the algorithm make you like it regardless. They're going to make you laugh regardless when it ain't even funny. I'm telling you, AI is basically going to be out here to try to enslave people, to make them do exactly what they want them to do, like exactly what they want them to like, think exactly how they want them to think. And that's why I keep telling people too, man, this can make you smart if you understand how to use it. So let's talk about the crew and technicians. So roles like lighting, camera ops, editors, the tape guys, even the guys who just set up the trailers and the wires, you know what I'm saying? These jobs are going to shrink as automation grows, and this is going to threaten thousands of behind the scenes jobs. And I just think this is idiotic, man, at the end of the day, because, what you going to have Hollywood companies with 20 workers inside making blockbuster movies with no people at all, never leaving the factory necessary, never having to go somewhere to really be on the scene, no real people involved. You know, what's the future? You know, is AI the death of Hollywood as we know it, or is it the next golden age? You know, so we know the unions are fighting for AI clauses in contracts. Studios are exploring AI ethically. You know, they want to use it to assist, not replace, I hope. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I just feel like AI literacy is now essential more than ever. And that's why we got AI literacy.biz, you know? It ain't just for techies, it's for storytellers, you know what I'm saying? Particularly writers and storytellers, you know? So I just feel like here's the truth. AI is a powerful new co-star in Hollywood, whether you like it or not, you know, like any blockbuster movie. The real magic happens to me when humans collaborate with machines, if it got to be that way. You know, actors, writers, directors, production crews, your voice matters, and it matters in shaping this new era. And it's very important that you start understanding now what's going on, so you can start voicing your opinion and you can start actually putting your plan together. You know what I'm saying? Because AI should not erase anything in Hollywood. It should just enhance creativity. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I'm AI Erik from AIliteracy.biz, where we turn curiosity into capability. So once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like I said, it means the world to us. So once again, youtube.com/@AI Erik, AIliteracy.biz.biz. Peace.
AI News with AI Erik.